Welcome students. We are going to take forward our transportation problem. Here, this is the tabular representation of transportation problem. Here we have got the sources from this side and we have got the destinations from this side. Now, we have got the sources, that is S1, S2 up to SM, and destinations from D1, D2 up to DN. And we have got here in the cells the interaction of S1 and D1, that is C11 cell, likewise the cell that is C12 and up to C1n. Likewise in row second we have got C21, C22 up to C2n, and we have got CM1 here up to, that's the SM, that is the source station of M. We have got CM2 and up to CMN. This is, you can add as many of destinations and as many of sources which you require in your transportation problem. Now here we have given in each cell there is written as C11 and there is X11. Like the C11, that means Cij and Xij. Cij, that represents the costs which we require to ship or transport an item, one unit of an item from this route, that is from route C11. Now, likewise, we have got C12 is the cost associated when we are going to transfer our products from this particular route. Now, likewise, the costs are given in each costs are given from each routes. And here in the corner, which is written in the red, that is X11, X12 up to Xm. This is simply which we need to find out in our transportation problem. Xij here I have written. This is simply the number of units which we are going to require to transport from this particular route. And supply, as you can find, this is given in S1, Y1, Y2, Y2 up to Ym, and demand is given by capital X1, capital X2 up to capital Xm. And we can see the summation of Xi, that is this demand should be equal to summation of supply. If this is equal to, we simply call, if demand is equal to supply, we simply call the transportation problem is as simply called as this is balanced transportation problem. Let's move forward. Here we have got an example, the real life example, simplest transportation problem given. Here we have the sources S1, S2 and S3, and destination stations are D1, D2 and D3. Demand is given, supply is given. You can see the source S1 will supply 350 products, while as source S2 is going to supply 200 products, source S3 is going to supply 400 products. Likewise, destination D1 requires 250 products, destination D2 requires 400 products, and destination D3 requires 300 products. Now, if we will sum them up, we can see here we have got 950. 350 plus 200 plus 400 is comprises 950. Likewise, 250 plus 400 plus 300 will be equal to 950. That means supply is equal to demand. When supply is equal to demand, the transportation problem is called as balanced transportation problem. Now we'll move forward to the next slide. Here, in the slide, you can see one thing, the supply from this side and demand from this side. You can see the supply is 500 plus 300 plus 200, that is equal to 1000, while as demand is 150 plus 350 plus 200 plus 200, that is equal to 900. Now here you can see the supply is not equal to demand. When the supply is not equal to demand, we simply call that transportation problem, simply which I have written here, that is supply is not equal to demand. This is unbalanced transportation problem. Here we have got the three sources of supply sources, that is Delhi, Kanpur and Noida, while as we have got the destination as Srinagar, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. Now, how we are going to take this problem for the further solution purposes? Before moving to the solution purposes, first of all, we have to balance our transportation problem, which is actually unbalanced transportation problem presently given our question. Now, how to balance it? We will move to rightwards. Here you can see I have written the same problem, same destination stations, that is Delhi, sorry, same source stations, that is Delhi, that is Kanpur, and that is Noida. While as from here destinations I have written up Srinagar, UK, MP, Himachal Pradesh, and one another column is there which is here present, which simply I have written here demi D. Now, what is this demi all about? Why we are writing this demi? You will see here, for example, we have got the from Delhi station, we have got the supply of 500, 300 from the Kanpur, and 200 from Noida. This sums up to 1000 products, like we have seen in the question here. Now, you can see here the demand is from this side, that is only 900, which have earlier counted, that comes out to be 900, which is given here in this question problem. Now, to balance our transportation problem, if we have less supply or we have less demand, if we have less demand, then we have to add a column, that is demi column. If we have less supply, then we have to add one demi, that time the demi row that will come here, that will be called as demi row. But here in this problem we see the supply is greater than demand, then we have to add a demi row. Actually it's not able to write. Now you can see here we see 150 plus 350 plus 200 plus 200, that comprises only 900. Now we have 100 is less than, we can say 1000 will be equal to 900 plus 100. Now this 100 which I have written here, we will give this 100 to this demi station. Simply the demand from the demi will be 1000. Why we are writing this here? Only to balance our transportation problem. You can see here in the end, when we in this problem, when we will sum it up, our supply will be equal to our demand, and the demand column here which I have given will be D. And you can find an interesting thing there in demi column. You can see always there is cost equal to 0. Like in other cells we have got, for example, here is 50394, but here we have got always in each we can say the route following through the demi, that has always the costs are 0, 0, and 0. Why we are putting these 0? This will come into later sessions, but presently I can tell you only one thing: to balance our problem, which we have to balance our unbalanced transportation problem into the balanced one. So we have to add, whether we have to add demi row or demi column. Hope you have enjoyed the session.